Coming to paperback and e-readers, Steam Season of the Witch Girl. The aspiring angel takes on a wicked teenage witch in this action-packed all-new Steam series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Steam Season of the Witch Girl at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. I was watching a clip of actor Dondre Whitfield on Instagram where he was talking about men and talking about what a man gives to a woman in a relationship. Now, Dondre was talking about how a lot of males out here always think about what they're going to get in a relationship, but a man goes out here and thinks about what he's going to give that woman in a relationship. Now, when it comes down to a lot of males out here, they have gotten a miseducation as related to their role as men, and that's one of the reasons why these males are out here thinking about what they're going to get and not what they're going to give in a relationship. Now, when it comes down to men who are God-centered, understand their role as men are to be the heads and the stewards, and as a head and a steward, a man of God does not see a relationship as commodified the way a male has, because most males are basically raised in the world, whereas a man who is serving the Most High God sees himself as a steward, and as a steward, he understands as the head of that relationship, it's all about what he's going to give that woman who he decides to choose to be his wife and be his partner. And a lot of times, because a lot of us go out here and buy into the media, we don't come from a God-centered perspective as related to relationships, and that keeps us from seeing how we as men are supposed to be the ones who give in the relationship and give in the relationship, because again, as the heads and the stewards, we are the ones who are supposed to be providing for the woman, and again, providing for the woman who will be our wife. However, as we are looking to, again, pursue relationships, we are looking to see who we want to give our very best to, and that's the whole mindset that we need to have. But sadly, a lot of us don't have that mindset, again, due to the miseducation boys have been getting ever since the late 1960s, ever since the rise of the feminist movement, and the whole plan by the wealthy to get people focused on making relationships commodified instead of them being spiritually centered. Now, this whole commodification of relationships is something that, again, the wealthy want to do because they want to make people into consumers. And as they make people into consumers, instead of them learning to value each other, what many males go out here and think is that they have to go out here and try to buy a woman's love, and basically not see her as a person who is deserving of intangibles that a man wants to give, but see her as someone that they can go out here and buy, and basically go out here and buy by providing her with material possessions that he will think will show his value in a covert contract, where he thinks that if he goes out here and gives her these material things, this will lead to him having a relationship with that woman. But that relationship in and of itself is not one where he is really giving that woman anything except material things. And again, when you're giving a woman material things, that's what a male does, because a male doesn't understand his role as a man. No, a man who understands his role in God's order understands it's not about what he's going to get in exchange for the items that he is giving that woman, because that's all part of the whole commodification. That's one of the reasons why these guys are thinking about what they're going to get, because they think that this is a business transaction. And since they think that this is a business transaction, this is the reason why these guys are out here looking to, again, buy this woman and see her as another object or attachment that will allow them to elevate their social status and see her as something that they can use to go out here and use as social currency to parlay favor from other men, because one of the other things that males do, and I talk about this in my own book, The Man Crisis, is males see women not as people, but see them as, again, a relationship, as a tool they can get the favor and attention from other men, because their reasons for having that relationship with a woman is basically because they want to get the attention and approval of other men. But that's not the way a God-centered man thinks about relationships with women. No, a God-centered man, when he's out here wanting to have a relationship with a woman, it's not a situation where he's looking to create a situation where he's looking to commodify people and objectify them. No, he's looking to have a relationship with a real person. And as he's looking to have that relationship with a real person, what he's looking to do is go out and basically see what he wants to give that woman in a relationship, because it's about what he wants to share with her, and what he wants to share with her is about showing her what he has to offer, not as related to material things, but as related to intangibles, as related to God and related to God's order. And those intangibles as related to God's order, these are the things that a lot of people out here take for granted as related to relationships. These intangibles that a man wants to give a woman are things that a lot of women learn not to value, because as they are indoctrinated into this whole commodified culture, what they're looking for is the guy with the big money and the big cars and the 6 feet tall with the 6-inch carbon rod and basically, again, 6-pack abs. They're looking for all of these things on the outside, but they're not thinking about what that man is going to give them on the inside, the things that he's going to give her on the inside as related to what God wants to provide for her. I mean, God made the man to be the head. He made him as his steward to be responsible for the woman. And the things that the man wants is to provide for her and give her. These are start with intangibles. And again, these intangibles are things that many women don't appreciate. They don't appreciate these intangibles that men are looking to give to them. Men of God want to give women, again, intangibles first and foremost. We want to give the woman, again, things. And again, it's all about what we want to give them. And those things are the things that people basically, again, I'll repeat it once more, take for granted, like in the case I saw with Tia Mowry and her husband, Corey Hardrick, and in the case especially of Jessica Alba and her husband, Cash Warren. In both of those cases, those women did not see the things that those men wanted to give them overall. And since they didn't see it, basically, especially in the case of Jessica Alba, she was like, oh, my husband is a roommate, but her husband was giving her intangibles that had far more value than any money out here. Now, when it comes to a man of God, the first thing that he's giving you is his presence, and his presence has great value because as a man, again, who is serving God, he understands that one, he is submitted to God and accountable to God, and as he is accountable to God, he basically wants to be that man who wants to go out here and provide for that woman, and provide the intangible of protection. That protection is not only with his presence, but with the whole spiritual role as being her covering. This is how a man, again, this is the first thing a man gives you as related to his presence, is he provides you with protection, and again provides you with that protection by covering you so that you will have a space where you can wind up and be secure. This is something many women don't appreciate out here as related to men, that men provide their presence, and that presence, again, gives them a space where they can have that emotional security and that place to be safe, to be themselves. No, what a lot of women do is because they are basically, again, plugged into this matrix of Madison Avenue in Hollywood, they don't value that man. Similar to what I saw with Jessica Alba when she said, oh, my husband is a roommate, not understanding that that first thing that that man is giving you, again, is his presence. And again, under that presence is his protection that allows you to have that safe space, that covering where you can have a guy who's looking out for you. That's another thing many women don't appreciate, having a man there to look out for you. That's another thing a man is giving you, is he's going to look out for you, because this world is very rough. This world is very hard. And a lot of times women don't appreciate the fact that this man is looking out for you in this world. I mean, when you have a quality man who is your husband, and he's looking out for you, he's keeping you out of all sorts of dangers you don't know about, because the world of men is completely different than the world of women. This is something many feminists don't understand. The world of men is different out here. We see the predators, we see the danger, we see the threats, and we keep you out from those threats because we cover you and we look out for you, and look out for you as we are out here, again, keeping our eyes open, because this is about our survival. It's all about our survival as men. We have to look out for our women, and again, look out for our women, because this is all about our safety, and again, the safety of our family. And a lot of times women, they don't appreciate a man, again, providing that protection under his covering. They don't appreciate the environment that that man gives that woman. Again, these are the basics as related to a man, again, giving a woman something. Again, a man, again, as he provides you his protection, he gives you that safety all around, and again, looks out for those threats around you, because there's lots of threats out here women don't know about, because again, a man knows about it because he's been out here with other men. He knows about guys who are like predators and players and stuff like that, and how they go out here and look to get with another man's woman. And again, they also know about people who are disruptive and look to mess up their home. So a man provides that covering and protection. And again, that protection is the first thing a man provides, because that's all about, again, laying that foundation as related to his home and his standards, and laying that foundation as related to creating his whole order. And again, that's the other thing a man provides a woman, is order. That's what a man wants to give a woman. A lot of women out here, they're very emotional, and they basically don't understand why they need a man. And you need a man because, again, a man under his covering is going to give you order, and give you order because he's going to set up a structure of processes a woman has to follow. And as he sets up that structure of rules that she has to follow, this keeps her life from being in a place of chaos, because when a woman is emotional, she basically is all over the place with no real direction. I've seen this on jobs. I've seen this with women out here when they're single, and when they get with a man, that man gives them structure, and that structure allows their life to be ordered in steps that make her where she can be in God's natural order. Now, again, under that covering, this is where she is under that God's order, and under God's order, this is where she has that structure, and that structure allows her to, again, have a series of logical steps to establish a routine in her life. And that routine that she has in her life, some of these chicks out here, they'll think that it's boring, but that routine is something a man is giving you, a routine where you basically are in a place where everything remains consistent. And as everything remains consistent, this is what reinforces your security. It reinforces your security because when you have structure and you have order under a man's covering, this is where a woman can go out here and do things in steps. And in those steps, she can basically have stability. And again, that stability allows that woman to have security. It allows her to have the security that she needs in order to, again, be able to take care of her husband in this interdependent relationship. and be able to take care and teach the children the gospel first, and then give them a formal education. These are the things that a man goes out here and actively gives women who he's really serious about getting involved with. And again, these are the things that many women take for granted, and they take it for granted because a lot of women, again, have been indoctrinated into this whole feminist culture. And as they've been indoctrinated into this feminist culture, they have basically are looking for a man to go out here and be out here giving them things in a commodified relationship, where they're looking for this guy to go out here and just give them money. But again, a man is not about money as related to a relationship. No, that's what a male is all about, because a male has basically been imbibing all of this media and getting a miseducation about relationships. But a man who has read the Bible, like Dondre Whitfield looks like he has done, he's understanding that when it comes to a man, it's not about what he's giving that woman as related to material, tangible things or material, tangible money. No, it's about the intangibles of the Spirit. It's about the intangible of the Word of God, and it's about him understanding his role as a man. It's about him understanding that as he looks to pursue relationships with women, it's about what he wants to give her. It's about what he wants to give that woman. And again, he wants to give that woman, again, his presence. He wants to give her his leadership. He wants to do this because as a steward, he knows he's responsible to God. And as someone responsible to God, he wants to love that woman the way Christ loves the church. And he wants to love that woman, to give her his very best. He wants to give her his very best. And that is very different from a simp. Again, a simp is a guy who wants to give women everything as related to the material, but he never wants to assess what that woman is looking to, again, show him as related to values and her character. No, he just wants to give as part of that dysfunctional commodified relationship that males participate in. The male basically, again, wants to give the woman in exchange for sexual access. And as he looks to give in exchange for sexual access, he basically, again, commodifies the relationship and makes it almost just like prostitution, if not prostitution at all. Whereas the man, again, he's looking to give, and again, give the way God wants to give us as related to the abundant life that Christ wants to give us. Christ wants to give us an abundant life as men and women, but we have to submit to his order in order to receive that abundant life. We have to submit to him. Again, the man is submitted to Jesus. The man is submitted to God. And again, as his steward, he's looking to give what God wants to give. However, the woman must be in a position where she's interested in submitting to the leadership of that man, again, to receive what he can give her in terms of intangibles. And again, as God has the man giving her the intangibles of his presence, the intangible of his protection, the intangible of him providing for that woman, again, as related to those intangibles. This is how he lays the foundation for order. This is how he lays the foundation to create structure, and that structure allows that woman to have routine. She can have the routine and again have that stability as related to a man. And again, a lot of women want to say, oh, what does a man have to offer? These intangibles are the foundation for what a man has to offer. But sadly, a lot of guys out here, a lot of males didn't get that education in what you're going to offer that woman. What are you going to offer a woman? Again, a man is not just about having lots of money, because there are dudes out here who have lots of money, like an Elon Musk. Again, he basically, again, has no real good relationships with women, having kids all over the place. And again, there are men out here, again, they don't understand what they have to give. That in this relationship, it's not about what you buy a woman, it's about what you want to give her. and give her as related to those intangibles. And again, this is done out of love because a man, again, has his heart. He wants to share with that woman, and he wants to share those intangibles. And again, in addition to giving that woman, again, that his presence, his covering, his order, his structure, and his routine, he also gives a woman his time. Again, time is a precious thing, and once you lose it, you can't get back. And when a man truly cares about you, he's going to give you his time, and give you his time because he wants to, again, look to meet not only your physical needs, but your emotional needs and your spiritual needs. And again, when a man really wants to get involved with you, he wants to give you, again, himself and make himself available to you, again, as related to things, wants to make himself available and wants to listen overall. Again, that's another thing men give women, is their ears as related to things, and that's all part of that interdependent relationship, because a man, again, will give you his ear and listen to you. Again, that's something that a lot of women don't appreciate. A man taking a minute to just hear what you gotta say. A man wants to hear what you gotta say and listen to you. And that's what men do in relationships. Men, again, we don't go out here looking to give you stuff, but we give you intangibles that have even greater value. We give intangibles that have tremendous value. And again, men want to give in relationships, and again, want to give women, again, their very best. But sadly, many women are plugged into Madison Avenue advertisers, Hollywood movie studios, and corporate America's ideas of commodified relationships, that they're not thinking about what a man is going to give you. They're not thinking about what a man is going to give you, because they're looking for men to give them material things, not understanding relationships are not about what a man can materially provide for you, but about what a man can go out here and give you as related to what God has provided for him to give to you. And the things that God has provided for a man to give to you, he wants to share with you. He wants to share those things. But the whole thing is that women have to see those things as having value and appreciate those things as having value. But sadly, many are too caught up in a gender war to see what a man is looking to give them. No, they're so caught up in this gender war of looking to have disdain for men as a collective that they're not thinking about, this man, he may have something he wants to give you, but you have to go out here and surrender and look to submit to that man, so that you can see the little things that a man gives you, because it's these little things that a man gives a woman that have the biggest impact on a relationship. And sadly, a lot of Western women, because they're so caught up in commodification, don't see what that man has to offer that woman until that man is gone. It's only when that man is gone that they see, oh, that man was giving me things. He was giving me things under his covering, with his presence, with that protection, with that support, with that structure. Oh, I had routine. And again, it might have seemed boring to me every day, this guy calling at 3 o'clock. It might have seemed boring every day that he took me to the same restaurant, but at least I knew I was going to be given something, and that wasn't just about the phone call or the trip to the restaurant. This man was, again, showing you love, because men, we show love very differently than what people think is in these romantic movies. No, a man shows his love for a woman by giving, again, that woman that structure and that order and that routine. That's something a man will give you when he loves you. Again, when a man loves you, he's going to try to make sure that everything is stable for you. And again, a lot of women don't understand how men love women. Again, a man loves a woman when he makes things stable for that woman and makes it where she can be comfortable, where every day is basically the same. I mean, it's not like the whole situation where you're dealing with Pookie and all of his drama, where every day is basically crazy and you don't know what to look for and you're walking on eggshells. A lot of women don't appreciate the whole place where they can, again, be in a house where again, you can just sit through an entire day and just relax. I mean, that's what I saw with Jessica Alba saying, oh, my husband is a roommate. Well, you don't appreciate what it is to have a whole day where you ain't got to be walking on eggshells or worrying about this male going berserk or this male basically losing it and basically looking to, again, put hands on you. I mean, that's a blessing in and of itself where every day is the same. I mean, that's a blessing many women take for granted and many men in some cases take for granted. Oh, every day is the same. We go into the same restaurant every weekend. That's a blessing, and again, something people don't appreciate, but this is the environment that men provide for women all the time. The environment that, again, people take for granted. And again, I know in some cases I'm repeating, but I want people to understand, again, the little things that men do, because the little things that men do, again, these acts of love, they are things that, again, make a relationship and make a relationship great. And again, as I was listening to Dondre T. Whitfield, it's clear to me he understood, again, this comes because it's about what a man wants to give a woman. And we really need to understand that when men go out here, we want to give you our very best. And again, our very best isn't about us having big jobs or having big money. It's about the big heart that we have. And again, men with big hearts, we want to share with women. And again, want to share the love of God with women. We want to share that love with that woman. And again, love with that woman who we want to make our wives. But we all come in with that mindset of giving. And again, that mindset of giving is about what we can bring to the table and not about what we can take, because it's not about what I want to take from a woman. It's what I want to give to her so that she can share with, so that I can share that with her. That's what a man brings to a relationship that many people don't want to talk about. Again, many of the relationship experts out here don't want to talk about what a man wants to give. No, it's always about what the guy can get as related to taking sexual access and, again, working towards sexual access. But there's more to relationships than sex because, again, this is a person you're connecting with, and a person you're connecting it with and wanting to bond with and wanting to share with overall. And again, all of that connecting and bonding starts with the man and starts with not what the man wants to give a woman and what he wants to give her so that she can grow to be great as they come together as a couple. Now, you can pick up Dondre T. Whitfield's Male vs. Man at Amazon.com, and you can find that book along with my own men's issues books, like Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, the Stop Simping in the Workplace, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, the Man Crisis and the Woman Crisis, and Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. You can find all of those nonfiction books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me making more videos about relationships and dating, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.